like to call to order the Tri-Light Town Board meeting for May 14th, 2025. Would everyone please rise, join us for the pledge of allegiance, invocation, and pledge of allegiance.
God our Father, as we gather for this meeting, we seek your blessings on the tasks before us. Bless our efforts with clear insight, our deliberations with wisdom, our work with clarity and accuracy, and our decisions with impartiality. And, Heavenly Father, we remember those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for the freedoms we enjoy every day. Please hold our servicemen and women in your arms. Cover them with your sheltering grace and your presence as they stand in the gap for our protection. We also ask for your blessings on the homes of their families, and that your peace, provision, and strength fill their lives. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCory.
Here.
Councilwoman Smith. Here. Councilman Valerio. Here. Councilman Slattery.
Here.
Supervisor Dunning.
Here, other officials and advisors present this evening. To my far right, Town Clerk, Jenny Bukowski. Also to my right, Deputy Town Supervisor, Councilman Michael Slattery. To my far left, we have Council for the Town, Jared Hurd. At the side table, we have Commissioner of Public Works, David Lindsay, Director of Finance, Matt, our Insurance Counsel, Scott Bonwell, and from my office, Tom Forte. Our stenographer is Sandy Hewitt. In the event of emergency, if you would please use the exits to the corner of the room. And at this time, anyone with a cell phone, if you please either turn it off or set it to vibrate, we would appreciate that. We don't have any presentations or public hearings this evening. We'll go right to the public forum. Anyone wishing to speak at the public forum, please step up to the podium, state your name and address for the record. Seeing none, we'll move right along. The matters of the supervisor, of course, we'll have a Memorial Day parade this year. That will be happening on Monday, May 26th. The lineup will be at 8 a.m. and the parade will kick off at 8:30. The lineup for the parade is across the street from over in the Bay Swim and Leisure Plaza. So they're basically going to walk down Memorial Drive this year. A little bit easier for some of our older veterans to be able to accommodate. So they will be coming straight down through basically Memorial Drive there to the Veterans Memorial at the Community Center where we'll have the service. If it is raining, the service will be inside. If it's nice, or at least not raining, I should say, nice is relevant, but if it's not raining, the services will all be outside. So I hope to see everyone there for that. Also, this afternoon, probably around 1 o'clock or so, noon, 1 o'clock, the new Tri-Light Town website was launched. It is a lot, I would say there's a ton of work that went in to getting this done. All the departments had a little bit to do to update some profiles and things that they did in their, that they wanted to see in their departments. There was some training that went on, and a ton of work by Chris Levy and Dawn Forte to get this all prepared and ready for the launch this afternoon. There are still some little things here and there that we need to work on and get in, but it is it's up, and most of the information people are used to seeing is there. There's some new enhancements to it. There's some new features. There's one which is particularly kind of cool. We now have SMS texting, so we can initially accept up to 500 residents who may desire to get SMS texts or things like road closures or emergencies or things, just different things that may happen around town that we need to get out quickly to people. So that feature is on the website. Much easier to navigate. It's so clear cut where to go and what to do. So our consultant did a great job on it, and I'm really happy and pleased with what everybody contributed to made this work so far. There's a lot more to do, but it's like everything else. It's always a work in progress. So I hope people get out, check it out, and navigate through and let us know what they think. Also, Summerfest, June 29th, 28th. Full lineup of bands and food, and vendors will be there for the. And of course, we'll have the fireworks for anybody who may see this later. We did try and do something different with fireworks, but we were only able to get to 29th. But with a national celebration next year in 2026, we're trying to maybe move things to the 4th of July. Fireworks company was pretty booked up, but we're number one on their list of if there's any changes or cancellations with anyone else. So, but Summerfest this year looks to be again a good time. We'll be out on Chilai Avenue like we have been, so hopefully things will go pretty well there.
And there's no parade, right?
There is no parade, correct? No parade, and there'll be no car show. We didn't have that again last year too. With the car show, we tried to make other accommodations, but it just really hasn't worked out for us. So, I would, before we go to matters of the town council, I would like to ask Mr. Lindsay, could you just give us a little update on two things: Archer Road and the Paul Road sidewalk, the big Paul Road sidewalk.
The big Paul Road sidewalk project is currently out to bid. We're taking questions from potential bidders right now. Those responses will be, or those questions are due by the end of the day tomorrow, at which point we'll kind of provide responses back to potential bidders on those questions. And then we expect to have bids due, I believe, the 30th, I believe it is, I think, of May, 30th of May. And then, with an award at the June meeting. I think there's been pretty good interest so far in the project. I think 3 contractors have picked up some bids from the town hall, as well as we have a number of contractors that are obtaining them through the Builders Exchange website. So it seems to be a fair amount of interest in the project. And then the Archer Road project, as far as the access road we're talking about, that part of that?
What we talked.
Sure, yeah. So we looked at a couple different ways that we can go about moving that project or getting that project started. One is the traditional bidding approach that we would go through. We had Barton LaJudas kind of prepare a full set of plans. I think everybody's familiar with that set of plans there. The cost for that overall project was, I forget, in the $8.5 million range. So what we were doing is we were working with Barton LaJudas to pare that down and create a kind of a phase 1 type project within the budget that we have within the town, which I think is around the $3 million range. And then that's one way that we're doing it. We also have this opportunity to look at this competitive, almost like a cooperative bidding approach to it, which would save us on preparing the traditional bid spec and plans and the time that goes into that. It might allow us to get started sooner this summer with that type of work. We're hoping to get something back from the companies that we're working with on that at the end of next week. I can provide you a little bit more detail then when we get that.
Thank you. Now, the council. All good?
Oh, wait, I do have one thing. There are 2 positions open on the Library Board of Trustees. Jim Lechner, unfortunately, has passed away, and one of the other members of the board, her job now requires travel, and she's not able to make the meeting. So we have 2 openings on the Library Board of Trustees. So if you know anyone who might be interested in that, if you could please pass the word along that they are looking for board members. Thank you.
Excellent. Under approval, we have the approval of the minutes from last month's meeting. Also, there have been several reports submitted. Under correspondence, Jenny Agdowski, town clerk, has received notification from, I'm not even going to try it, Indian Palace Restaurant located at 2771 Scottsville Road, to have applied for a liquor license. If anybody wants to know, that's the old Pandos.
The old Pandos,
Pandos. Right. So moving right along, Resolution 138, intermunicipal agreement, Monroe County Energy Aggregation. Moved by Councilman Valerio.
Second.
Seconded by
Slats.
Councilman Slattery. I heard it too. I wasn't sure where it was coming from. Didn't hear any. Resolution 139, Chilai Fire Department active list.
Councilman DeCory.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now you got me all messed up. Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCory.
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare.
Aye.
Councilman Valerio.
Aye.
Councilman Slattery.
Aye.
Supervisor Dunn.
Aye, passes 5-0. Who's pulling a James Valerio? I was getting ahead of everything. Resolution 139, Chilai Fire Department active list.
Moved.
Moved by Councilman Slattery, second by Councilman Valerio. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCory?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio?
Aye.
Councilman Slatter?
Aye.
Supervisor Dunn?
Aye, passes 5-0. Resolution 140, Assessor's Office. Moved by Councilman DeCory, second by Councilwoman Spare. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCory?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio?
Aye.
Councilman Slatter?
Aye.
Supervisor Dunn?
Aye, passes 5-0. Resolution 141, Town Clerk Tax Receiver's Office.
Moved.
Moved by Councilman Slattery, second by Councilman DeCory. Questions or comments?
There were only a few applicants applied for the jobs, huh?
I put close to 40. Yeah, 30 to 40. We did about 8. Yeah,
That's a good thing, though.
yeah,
Yes.
it is.
This is any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCory?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio? Councilman Slatter?
Aye.
Supervisor Dunn?
Aye, passes 5-0. Resolution 142, Authorized use of reserved landscaping funds for tree planting.
Moved.
Moved by Councilman Slattery, second by Councilwoman Spare. Questions or comments?
Yes, I just have one comment. When I was reading the conservation meeting minutes, they mentioned Union Station. Is that where we're targeting to plant the trees?
No, we're gonna probably continue on with Davis Park with our
Davis
trees.
Park?
Yes.
Okay.
They did plant some trees over at Union Station, or I thought they did something.
We did that as part of a
Boy
Eagle
Scouts?
Scout project, and then the town did some work there to provide a visual buffer between the, I guess you could say the exercise, the fitness court, and some homes there. We're gonna continue that on in the next year or so as well, kind of wrapping the trees around that to provide a visual buffer, so.
I knew we needed to replace trees in Davis Park.
Correct.
I didn't know if you didn't have it down here, because you didn't want to pigeon your house.
No, I think we want to focus on what we started last year and continue and try to finish that out there before we start jumping into a different park, so.
Okay, great. Thank you, David.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCory?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio?
Aye.
Councilman Slatter?
Aye.
Supervisor Dunn?
Aye, passes 5-0. I'll move resolution 143 in memory of James T. Lechner and the town board. Maybe the town board will second. I will read this resolution in its entirety. Whereas we, the town board of the town of Charlotte, find it befitting to extend our deepest sympathy to the Lechner family during the passing of James T. Lechner, who on May 2nd, 2025, passed away. And whereas James T. Lechner served from 9/21/1994 to 2/19/2025 as a member of the Library Board of Trustees for the town of Charlotte. And now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Charlotte hereby sets aside this special page of their minutes from this town board meeting in his honor and takes a moment of silence in James T. Lechner's memory. The town clerk is hereby directed to send a copy of this resolution to the Lechner family. At this time, we'll take a moment of silence and then we'll take a vote, if you would, please. Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCory?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio? Councilman Slatter?
Aye.
Supervisor Dunn?
Aye, passes 5-0. There's a lot more to be said about Mr. Lechner than what we put in this resolution. And fortunately I think it was nice when they dropped off the certificate of appreciation that we did for him
Oh, yeah.
a while back. I went to his house and gave it to him, and this was a week before he passed away. And he was in great spirits then. We sat and chatted for a while, but there's so much more to this man than this resolution could ever capture. But from the town, Jim was on the Library Board of Trustees. He was in the Charlotte Fire Department. He served in the military and a lot more. And certainly, like I said, there's a lot more to be said.
They
No,
were all in tears
Yeah.
at the last meeting. The library board, they were all in tears.
absolutely.
He was very much.
He was a great man, great individual. And I know they also did collected donations when his son, who was in the military as well, and was injured. And Jim and his daughter, they started a group and they brought some medical supplies and different things to Walter Reed. So it's they're outstanding family and great people.
Moving right along, Resolution 144, ARPA SLFRF funds, senior and youth programming. Moved by Councilman Valerio, second by Councilwoman Spare. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCory?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio?
Aye.
Councilman Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Dunn?
Aye, passes 5-0. Resolution 145, May 7th, 2025 abstract.
Second.
Moved by Councilman DeCory, second by Councilwoman Spare. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCory?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio? Councilman Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Dunn?
Aye, passes 5-0. And I'll apologize for anybody who received an agenda earlier. We do have a late edition.
No, we're just talking about the resolution. No, we're good. Thank you.
So again, I apologize to anybody for the late edition. But this is Resolution 146, Historic Preservation Board. Moved by Councilman Valerio, second by Councilwoman Spare. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Councilman DeCory?
Aye.
Councilwoman Spare?
Aye.
Councilman Valerio?
Aye.
Councilman Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Dunn?
Aye, passes 5-0. Next meeting of the Child Town Board will be June 11th at 7 p.m. This meeting is